Clickety Clack Poems About Trains by Skeela Brown, illustrated by Jamie Kristoff. Morning in the yard. Sun's up. It's morning in the yard. Trains move on their private boulevard. Look close. Not every train's the same. Let's see how many we can name. As they depart from where they're stored, come on, hop on now. All aboard. Freight train. There's nothing plain about a train. White striped engines lead the chain. Cars curved and straight, open and closed. Pallet piles and logs exposed. Clank and crayon pack on wheels. Race and rainbow made of steel. Rows of grooves, cables and bars. Graffiti rocking out the cars. A badge of rust, a proud oil stain. There's nothing plain about a train. Tracks. Stretched web path, no start, no end, crisscross the ground around a bend. Wood ties, steel beams, lock tight, secure. Around things move, tracks stay, endure. Tracks wait to see which train will come. A shudder felt, hiss of brake drum. Start of a song, click clack refrain. Listen, hush, here comes a train. Bullet train. Jet train, sleek and slick. Land plane, quick, quick, quick. Faster than a cheetah racing down a hill. Step up close and brace for a whooshy windblown thrill. Biggest beast you've ever seen, gobbling up a coal cuisine. 100 tons of steel machine, belching out steam smoke screen. Train snowplow. Keep back from the tracks when the snowplow's coming. Whatever you do, steer clear. With its nose to the ground, it comes pushing and humming. Give wave to the brave engineer. It side slings the snow like a thick fountain sprayed. All around it, the crowd gives a cheer. But don't get too close to the train's plow cascade. If you do, you might disappear. Zoo train. Get your ticket and your snacks. This is the train for you. You can look for weasel packs and watch the hippos chew. Tigers lying on their backs and piles of rhino poo. The only tracks close to yaks. It's such a perfect view. This is where your legs relax, riding the train at the zoo. Electric train. Power from the wire. Pantograph required. Cabled line of fire. Tethered train flyer. Dinner train. You tell the crew, table for two, unpack your appetite. You sip and chew, drink in the view, the sunset's such a sight. Try something new. Goat stew, fondue? Hot cocoa sounds quite right. A smile for you, from bread up to the last desserty bite. The underground train. Deeper than the moles dig, the worms dig, the mice dig, deeper than the rats dig is the underground train. It's filled with announcement sounds, beeping sounds, doors closing sounds, the clanking and the breaking sounds, the squeal and the strain. It travels through with pipes above, rocks above, homes above, traffic stopped on streets above as it zooms along. People go below the ground, work-bound, homebound, people flowing up and down, an all-day steady throng. Inside the cars are laughing people, sleeping people, reading people, workers, babies, older people ride it every day. Underneath the smog-filled streets, the crowded streets, the sizzling streets, deep below the stop-still streets is the cool subway. Shoulder ballast cleaner, big, giant, dig deep down, scoop up rocks, churn round, slosh clean, spit out mud the side. What a dusty ride. Whistle stop tour. Opulent train, regal and grand. Each stop is brief, already planned. Rolls into town, someone strikes up the band. The whistle stop tour. The whistle stop tour. The leader walks out to the balcony stand, says a few words, the crowd gives a hand. Then the train pulls away, travels over the land. The whistle stop tour. The whistle stop tour. Sleeper train. Hush, here comes a train. Open the walls and pull the beds down. Climb up and slide in and don't move around. Hook on the sleep straps and slip right through town. Hush, here comes a train. Hush, here comes a train. Chuggity, huffily, snuggle down deep, clackety, trackety, counting of sheep, clinkety, rockety, sleepity, sleep. Hush, here comes a train. Train facts. The largest steam locomotives were built in the 1940s. The Union Pacific Big Boys, for example, were so massive they could haul 100 full wagons traveling as fast as 70 miles or 110 kilometers per hour. Extra locomotives, called distributed power units, can be placed between or behind freight cars on very long trains to help them haul long, heavy loads without derailing. Engineers don't just drive the train, they also have to inspect all its mechanical aspects and keep an eye on the speed, brakes, and gauges. Ballast is the crushed stone around train tracks that helps distribute the weight of the train. It prevents the plants from growing on the tracks and gives snow and rain a way to drain. Conductors are responsible for all things related to the safety of the train. They monitor the loading and unloading of freight and passengers, supervise the train crew, and keep the train on schedule. Some railway tunnels are short. There's one in Tennessee that's only 46 feet long, and some are very long. There's one under the Swiss Alps that goes for 35 miles. The United States is divided into time zones because it once made travel by train easier to schedule. The world's longest ever passenger train had 70 cars pulled by one engine. It was more than a mile long. Electric trains have pantographs mounted on top of their cars to collect the current from the wires above and power the train. If you laid New York City's transit train tracks out end to end, they'd stretch from New York to Chicago. Today's bullet trains can go more than 300 miles an hour. Until the 1980s, cabooses were the final car on every freight train. Inside, the conductor had a desk for paperwork, a sleeping bunk, a cast iron stove for cooking, and a toilet that sometimes emptied straight onto the track.